I'm sorry. I didn't see you guys there. Alright, I'm sorry. Let's get this video started. If I look crazy right now, please be forgiving. I just want to do a quick review. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Noir Loomis. As you may or may not know, I am a horror review YouTuber primarily. And I use the term YouTuber lightly because I just got here. Today I just kind of wanted to give you a very, very quick, and I mean very, very quick, review of two movies that I saw somewhat recently that I meant to get reviews out about, but I just haven't managed to do it. So the two movies that we're going to be discussing today are Hard Eyes and The Monkey. Now these are honestly two movies that I had very different feelings about going into them, and I was surprised in how I felt about both of them coming out of them. So let's get into it. Both The Monkey and Hard Eyes are 2025 horror films. Now, I'm gonna go into Hard Eyes first because I did see that first. So Hard Eyes it's very straightforward, honestly. It is a horror rom-com, a slasher rom-com, I guess you could say, centered around Valentine's Day. The killer is known as Hard Eyes. It's sort of like I don't even know if you call it a twist, but I guess like a twist villain sort of ending. Very similar to the original Scream films. There were actually a lot of similarities, and I think that is what made me like it a little bit more. To be fair, that's not really, I guess that's not really saying a lot, because Scream is one of my favorite movies of all time. So if you're kind of just redoing some of the things from that movie, I may like it. But they did, they made it interesting enough where I was engaged the entire time. It wasn't something that was completely up my alley because I'm not really into romance or comedy. And honestly, I'm not even like heavy into slashers. I definitely prefer psychological horror. So this wasn't 100% the movie that I thought I was gonna like going into it. But given I was starting this channel, and because it said that it had connections to Scream, I was willing to try it out. So I did. Me and my friend went to go see it. Relatively quick movie experience, though it did go a little bit longer than I expected, but obviously they had to for the ending to work out. Beyond that, I think that I gave it a 4 out of 5. I may bump it down, but I think I'm gonna keep it at a 4 for now. It's very, it's enjoyable. It's very kind of basic, I guess you could say. This is the kind of horror movie that you could watch with pretty much anybody, which is a benefit. It is a benefit because there are definitely a lot of horror movies that come out nowadays where it's very touch and go, and you're very much like, I don't know if I'm able to recommend this to somebody. This one, it's very baseline, very entry-level horror, save for some kills, I guess. For some people, maybe a little too extreme, but generally speaking, overall, decent movie. I'm not gonna spoil anything about it. There's not much to spoil except for the ending. If it is something that you're interested in checking out, go ahead and check it out. Basically follows two characters who, like the fake date to real dating type of trope that happens in some rom-coms. I would say that this is similar to that. Sort of. It's sort of like that, but with a twist. So if that interests you, there it is. Like I said, I did give it a 4 out of 5. That's all I really have to say. Oh, I guess, okay, so design-wise, in terms of visually how the movie looked, it was fine. The only real thing that kind of drew me into it, visually, at the end, they're in a church for St. Valentine. That was kind of pretty, I guess. But other than that, pretty baseline. Oh, what I do think the movie could have done better was chosen better killers. That's all I'll say. The second movie that I'm going to throw in here, which honestly kind of grinded my gears. It didn't grind my gears too much when I first went to see it, but now that I'm thinking back on it, it honestly does grind my gears a little bit. And I'm talking, of course, about The Monkey. To preface, I was really looking forward to this movie. I loved Longlegs. That was one of my top films of 2024. I even bought the little bucket. But that is not the point. The point, you see, is that I did not enjoy the movie. I know. It came as a shock to me as well, because I went into this movie with very high expectations. Even after watching the trailer numerous times in theaters, because I'm trying to frequently go to the movie theater, I had really high expectations. And that really, really was a detriment to me for this film. If I hadn't had the expectations that I had, maybe I would have liked it more. But because of how much I loved Longlegs and how forward to this movie I was looking, it was a bit of a letdown. It was honestly a bit of a letdown. I initially gave it a 4. I think that was just me being nice. At this point, I'd probably only give it a 3.5, maybe. And honestly, as the days go on, it's kind of dropping. And let me tell you why. This is another movie where honestly, there isn't too much to spoil. There isn't that much to say. You kind of know the baseline if we're going into it, right? There's a killer monkey, not toy. There's a family heirloom monkey that likes to kill everybody in their family and everybody around them. That's the general premise. Very straightforward. Now, here's where the problem comes in. This movie is so unserious and very tonally all over the place. And that really, really bothered me. Now, in the first half, I would say, it was okay. And I was in it, I was hooked in it, I was curious. Now, the problem came up in the second half of the movie. What is going on in the second half of that movie? I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Why did we go there? I understand that it was supposed to be so I guess it was supposed to be comedic. I understand that. I do understand that. However, the tone felt inconsistent. In some scenes, it felt like I was supposed to be taking some things a little, like the kills. I couldn't fully take them seriously, but I also couldn't take them as a joke, so to speak, because the jokes, it wasn't really a joke. I don't know. I'm not explaining it very well. I just feel like the movie should have been slightly more serious because it went a little too oddball for me. And I love oddball movies. This didn't go oddball in the way that the end of The Substance went oddball. This went oddball in like the Y2K movie type of oddball. I didn't like the Y2K movie, as a preface. So overall, movies that have come out this year, these 2 movies have come out this year, and I also saw Companion earlier this year. That review is already up. So far horror this year is not doing it for me. But because we had such a great 2024, I'm really, really hoping that 2025 is going to turn back around, rear itself back around, and give us some good horror. I did hear that Osgood Perkins' next movie is going to hopefully be more serious. I liked the serious and the comedy mix that came with Longlegs. The monkey just felt like comedy and trying, but not trying enough. So, where does that leave us? Looking forward to better horror in 2025. So, as always, thank you for sticking around. This was a kind of very sporadic review. I've just been trying to get this out, but I just don't have much to say about these movies. There isn't much to say about them. And that's really a shame, because I was looking forward to the monkey. I was not so looking forward to Hard Eyes, but I guess I kind of was because of the Scream connection, like I said. If you have any further recommendations for me, or if you have a movie that you're looking forward to this year that you think I should check out that I might miss, let me know. It's what I'm here for. I have nothing better to do with my life. All I do is work and watch movies. All right, have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe.